ABC7 presents the 12th annual Jim Gibbons Leukemia Run. Here are your hosts, Frank Matthew and Janet Davies.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the 12th annual Jim Gibbons Leukemia Run. I'm Janet Davies.
And I'm ABC7's Frank Matthew. And thanks so much for joining us for this really wonderful event along Chicago's lakefront. As you might know, this is all about our old friend and colleague, Jim Gibbons, who was an absolutely wonderful guy and a wonderful reporter, and he died 12 years ago from leukemia. So this run, as it has been for 12 years, is all about raising money to help cure blood cancers.
And it's sponsored by the Chicago's very own Leukemia Research Foundation. And what is so really wonderful about this run, every year more and more survivors are a part of this event. They're running, they're walking, they're strutting their stuff. Running. Some of those people you see, they are running. We want to share with you what really the Leukemia Research Foundation is all about. So sit back, take a look. If you think lightning never strikes twice, meet Davis and Matthew Wetherell. In 1994, they were both diagnosed with leukemia within 2 weeks of each other.
I remember getting that phone call from our doctor, and he said, Beth, in all my 30 years of practice, I've never seen this, but I believe that Matt as well has leukemia. Within 2 weeks, I have 2 of my children with leukemia. I do really feel like the bottom of my life just fell apart.
Davis was just 11 months at the time, and Matthew was 4. Both needed chemotherapy treatments, but Davis's case didn't look good. He had a 5% chance of survival. Leukemia and lymphoma are cancers of the blood in which the body produces large numbers of abnormal white blood cells that predispose patients to infection.
We're looking at the mechanisms that cause these mutations to occur and using various systems, mouse models, cell lines, and other techniques to try to sort out why the mutations occur, and then, more importantly, what can we do about it after the mutations have happened.
Dr. Michael Thierman is the director of leukemia biology at the University of Chicago, as well as the chairman of the Leukemia Research Foundation's Medical Advisory Board.
These diseases happen in general to the entire population. We see leukemia sometimes in newborns, all the way to people over the age of 100.
Davis was on chemo for about 6 months as he was prepped for a bone marrow transplant. His sister Elise would be the donor.
This is my baby.
I don't really remember much, so all I know is from pictures and videos I've seen.
After the bone marrow transplant, he was done as far as all the chemo, all the toxic stuff that they were going to give him. He had had his life's quota by that point, and they said, this is all we can give him. So if he relapses, we have nothing else.
Luckily, Matt went through about 3 years of chemotherapy and never relapsed.
We've heard a lot of stories how much they went through of it, and it seems like they kind of had the worst part of it, looking on as parents, not being able to do much, but just to hope that the doctors could fix this.
Do you need a knife? You want to plate?
Yeah, plate me.
This amazing family is doing fine 10 years later. Matthew and Davis are both not only in remission, but considered cured. 60 years ago, a leukemia diagnosis was pretty much a death sentence, and patients were made comfortable during the last days and weeks of life. Doctors and researchers have made huge progress over the last few decades. The Leukemia Research Foundation is a nonprofit organization based in Chicago dedicated to raising funds for worldwide medical research in hopes of finding better treatments and someday a cure.
They were working hard years before my kids were ever diagnosed. Leukemia Research has personally and incredibly impacted my life and our lives. They gave us hope.
For me, LRF is so important because we're carrying on the fight that my wife and then my father waged against the disease. We're carrying that on in their names, and someday, in their names and in the names of everyone else who's part of this organization and who have lost loved ones to these diseases, we're going to find a cure.
Rob Graveman's family was touched twice by leukemia. His wife lost her battle in 1996. Then just 6 years later, his father also died from leukemia.
It was a big shock. Leukemia is a disease that can strike anybody. Everybody potentially can get it.
It's incredible. You know, there is not a day that goes by that I don't think about it and know that we have lived through an incredible thing, but we've also seen a miracle happen in our family's life. For some reason, God chose to allow my kids to live and give us the help that we needed, and we're just so grateful for that.
This is a truly important organization. I'm proud to have been a part of it, working with it for longer than the race, actually 14 years. And if you would like to find out more information about the Leukemia Research Foundation or how you can help by volunteering or donating, all you have to do is visit their website. And it's very simple, leukemia-research.org. You see it on the screen right there, leukemia-research.org.
And do we have a special guest with us? Anyone who knows anything?